and our counselors. We have our teachers. Okay, we are good to go. So I'd like to welcome everyone. This is sort of our third annual career fair. You'll see a poster right behind me that looks an a lot like the agenda that we had that I sent out to you. This is a career fair unlike any other because you are where you are and I am where I am, and kids are at home and we have parents at home and our teachers are at home. But that's fine because we traverse whatever obstacle is in our way, and this time it's a pandemic, but that doesn't stop us from offering children a pathway, a career, a lifelong journey in a viable career. So I am Mary Ann Ladon. I'm the curriculum director at Blackhawk School District, and you're going to ask, what is the curriculum director doing? Well, I'm also the federal program coordinator for the district. So this is part of what a federal grant is called Teacher in the Workplace. And it is for us to, the way it was written was so that we could have three audiences, find out what you have to offer. And our audiences are our students, our parents, and our teachers. So that we see what careers are out there, and you guys are a great example of all the careers that perhaps maybe some of us didn't know existed. I myself didn't know most of you existed. So tonight is a way for you to introduce yourself to our teachers, to our parents, and to our students. You can see that it's being recorded this evening. I love that because if somebody couldn't make it this evening, they can go to our website. It will be under our guidance page under employment opportunities. I'd like everyone to also know that whoever goes to the employment opportunities, you'll see business, the Builders Guild, you'll see their information. They also have a video there for anyone to learn about all of the careers in building and construction industry. They'll also see flyers from your businesses and they'll see tours there. So some of you have sent me those tours. I know that Tim Linkenheimer, our technology and engineering education teacher, and I visited Sam Ostin at Impact Guard last week, and we put together a tour for him. So those tours, coupled with this hour and a half this evening, parents, students, teachers can take a look at what there is to offer. They can explore some more and see what a career in your business would be like. And as far as for us on the education side, we're taking a look at how should we change our curriculum to help our kids be more successful in your businesses. So let me share my screen, and I want to explain to you why I put this agenda together the way I did. And there we go. So you'll see that I sort of made it backwards. You in business will be talking first because I want our parents, teachers, and students to see what your careers are all about. I know I said we were going to talk about 10, maybe 12 minutes. I have to tell our attendees, these panelists are passionate about what they do. I love listening to them because it's like listening to our teachers who are also passionate about the teaching that they do. So we're going to learn an awful lot this evening. So business will talk first. Then the German American Chamber of Commerce will be discussing about the apprenticeships that students can have that will lead them into these careers, and they will be paid. Now, this is not the only apprenticeship program that's available, but this is one that we partner with. And then Blackhawk School District's very own Tim Linkenheimer, one of our three technology and engineering education teachers, will be telling you what we have to offer in Blackhawk as far as our courses. So our courses lead to apprenticeships, internships, which then lead to employment in your businesses. So the first person to speak this evening will be Sam Ostin. Sam is from Impact Guard, and I need to see if I know Sam joined us very early, and there he is. So Sam, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. So I don't know if I've been able to pull it off, but I may have two young men that join me and speak a little bit. Jacob, Ben, maybe acknowledge if you're on. I'm not sure if you're able to get on. But let me start with a little introduction to Impact Guard. Impact Guard is a manufacturer of plastics. Our main market is for the semi-trailer market. So we make big pieces of plastic, glass reinforced. We have unique technology. Our facility is about 10 years old. So how's it interest, kids coming out? First of all, I mean, manufacturing is not what you envisioned it probably. It's not a dirty place anymore. It's not a hard physical labor. There's a lot of technology involved, a lot of thinking involved. It's a very dynamic workplace from that standpoint. We're embracing and been very successful bringing a lot of young people directly right out of high school through some of the apprenticeship programs that you're going to hear later from maybe the German American Chamber of Commerce, Community College of Allegheny County, manufacturing apprenticeship, the mechatronics apprenticeships for our maintenance people, and the two gentlemen that, if they can join, we'll talk a little bit. If not, I'll kind of explain for them. And there's also, a polymer apprenticeship, and there's multiple opportunities out there. So when Jacob and Ben joined us, they came right out of high school, started working for us full time. We allowed them and assisted them in getting into their mechatronics program. They're now just 2 years into it and nearing graduation. Been very successful. Jacob was voted by his teachers and his workplace as Apprentice of the Year last year. And just last Friday night, Ben was at an award ceremony and he was a finalist. So I'm very proud of both of them. So that's in the mechatronics. They're working their ways up to in the maintenance department. Jacob is now just taking over as a lead on a night shift. So he's going to be the lead maintenance man. So the quality of the education you get, the quality of these people, these young men are great along the line. Jacob, are you on?
I don't see Jacob, but I see Ben.
Ben, okay. Ben, are you on?
Oh, wait,
Yes, I am on.
Hi, Ben. Hey, I know we haven't rehearsed this. I just asked you to join, but could you maybe explain a little bit about your experience, what you've seen over the last 2 years?
So what I've seen is let me see if I can turn my camera on. I don't know if I can. Anyways, from what I've seen is you walk into this manufacturing facility and you're just blown away. So many big pieces of equipment, but over the last 2 years, going to school and everything, it kind of breaks it down piece by piece, how each part works. And the mechatronics program has done so well with this that any problem that comes up with these machines, I'm not even phased. I can just go right into the problem and diagnose whatever needs to be fixed and make the best decision for the company, and in a timely manner too. So I would say this apprenticeship is amazing. I mean, I came in, got paid full time. I'm going to walk out with a mechatronics associate's degree, a plastics certificate, and I think a couple other certificates as well. It's truly amazing. I have no bad things to say about this program.
And Ben, could I ask you, have you always been interested in a career such as the one you're embarking on now?
Yeah, I would say I kind of wanted to dive a little bit deeper, maybe more into the engineering side, but for now, this is amazing. And it really helps you understand for other career fields as well. And I mean, coming out of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but this has set me on a very good path, and it's set me up wonderfully for the future. I can't thank Sam and Impact Art enough. This opportunity has been amazing.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I mean, that's the story that we want to hear. How did you get where you are, and how did you initially find out about it, Ben?
So a few of my industrial tech teachers are, I want to say they're kind of related with VECA and the Elwood City Forge. And more specifically apprenticeships and things along those lines. So one of my industrial tech teachers actually set me up with Rachel Maurer from the German American Chamber of Commerce. And from there, she came to my school and talked with me and my parents about the whole apprenticeship and gave us, the start to finish, all the details. And then from there, I actually got placed in the Impact Guard, and I couldn't have chose a better company to work for.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I have to tell my teachers, I have to tell parents that are listening, if anyone wants to take a tour, I mean, we have tours of Impact Guard being one of them, of our different industries that have partnered with us. Once things, calm down a little bit more with this pandemic, I'm sure that we can start talking to businesses and see if we could, bring a student in with a parent, of course, going by CDC guidelines, but you really have to visit it right on the ground floor to see what's going on, see what it looks like. Absolutely. So, Ben, thank you for joining us. Your story it speaks volumes to everyone. Sam, was there anything else you wanted to say?
All I want to say is that Ben and Jacob are both in mechatronics, but we are also have some young people who are joined us in a manufacturing apprenticeship program. We have another young gentleman who graduated about a year ago, started working with us in the spring, part-time before he graduated. And he's also leading a part of our facility. He's one of our team leaders there. So these guys are coming out with a lot of talent and a lot of ambition and going forward. And we're, right now, as seniors are getting towards turning 18 and going to graduation, we're offering part-time work, very flexible part-time work, where they can come in and work around, around whatever schedule they have in school, however many hours they want to, however many hours they're out. So we're taking those applications too. So I want to thank Ben, and I'd like to thank everybody in this program. I think it's great. It's a great program and a great path forward here. So I think my time's up, so I'll pass on to the next one.
That's the baton. Thank you, Sam. And Sam, most of the people that we're talking to right now are part of the Southwest Workforce Corner. I see one of our attendees is also from CareerLinks job, and Rich is going to be really mad at me because I'm not giving his title well, but Rich Struther is here. And so he's another one of our partners that can help people find jobs. So that's Sam Ostin, everyone from Impact Guard. And you probably have seen his materials go down the road. Sam, on the outside of the truck, what is that you have? I mean, you do the inside of the truck, but on the outside?
We do a lot of the inside of the truck, but we also do the aerodynamic skirts. So the big sheets of plastic that hang between the wheels of a semi-trailer or something we manufacture. And
Impact Guard is passing us.
It saves a lot of fuel, about 5% on every truck that goes. So I've tried to calculate that out and how many tankers of oil that are saved every year because of that, but it's hard to keep track of. So
thank you, Sam. So our next speaker this evening is Thomas Van de Bunt from VECA. And Thomas, again, I apologize. I hope I didn't mess up your last name too badly.
Don't worry about it.
So we have Thomas, we have Steve Dillon, the marketing director, and we have Linda Bell, hiring and recruiting coordinator. But I think, Thomas, you were going to kick it off.
Yes, I kick it off. And I'd like to give a quick overview about the apprenticeship at VECA. We do produce or extrude vinyl windows, and also we do outdoor living products. Of course, we have between 10 and 12 different departments what actually feeds our production, and that includes different occupations. We build our own tooling here at VECA, so of course we have tool and die makers. We have an apprenticeship program since 1991. And that said, we started with the plastic extrusion process technician with a dual model apprenticeship program with the German American Chamber of Commerce. And then, of course, electromechanical technician, also with the German American Chamber of Commerce. And then we just got it through that we're going to start the CAD/CAM technical designer, what is very important for us in the future, because everything went CNC equipment and so on. We're thinking about the future, and that's actually a 4-year program. The tool and die maker is a 4-year program. The plastic extrusion is a 3-year program. Then also we have a fine-tuning technician apprenticeship program. Then we have an internal apprenticeship program where we actually teach our extrusion operator between level 1 and 3. We teach them the trades because we just have to do that. Otherwise, we can't find the specialized skills somewhere else. So we have to do that as well. Lamination operator, we just kicked off a training as well. There's so much to come. Currently, we have 19 apprentices that are registered with the Department of Labor.
And Thomas
And
froze.
I would say pretty much 30, and I would say pretty much over 100. Excuse me?
You froze for 1 second, but go right ahead. Keep going.
That might be my internet here. I apologize.
It's okay.
Overall, training is safety, of course, is first priority. Training is very high at VECA. Apprenticeship program is very strong here. And I encourage everybody to look us up. There's a lot of opportunity to really to advance. And I hope I get a chance to talk to the young people in the future, and we are able to visit VECA together.
Absolutely. Thomas, I have a question for you. All your apprenticeships, they have to be 18 to be an apprentice, correct?
Not necessary.
Would you, okay. So we can have high schoolers, maybe 17-year-olds come in to VECA then.
Again, well, we had 17 years old before they started an internship and then jumped into the apprenticeship program.
Okay, beautiful.
We done that before, and I'm all about it.
Wonderful. You know, like Sam, you are very impassioned about your program and the work that that you offer people. It's really a lifelong career with a chance for changing that career, maybe changing direction, but also advancing within VECA.
Yes, that's what our goal is, to keep that person. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And advance that individual further. Make it even better after the trade as well.
I know that we have attendees on the other side of this that are parents and that are teachers also, that they're very interested in what your businesses, all the businesses have to offer our kids. And I know that they are thinking right now about kids that are in their classes that would do very, very well for you, or at least should take a look to see what you have to offer. So you have a few more minutes left, Thomas. Does Steve or Linda have anything to add?
Sure, I do.
I think go ahead, Steve.
Go ahead, Linda, ladies first.
Okay, I just wanted to add just some of the positions that we do have available at VECA, and just that we do work 12-hour shifts, just in case anyone is looking for employment. The basic positions that we have are just the entry level, the production support, which again, they work the 12-hour shift, taking care of the extruded vinyl from the extrusion lines and stacking it or packing it, material handlers, lamination positions, lamination laborers, lamination operators, extrusion operators. So those are just some of the positions that we do have available at VECA Incorporated.
Linda, I'm so glad that you said that, because that's another segue for me to tell our audience, both our attendees and the panelists, that, you know, we'll put your employment opportunities on our website. Absolutely. Because it might not be one of our kids, but it could be someone's cousin or someone's brother or someone's husband or wife that would love to have a career in any of these businesses. So, you know, I want you and everyone to know that that's what we're going to be putting on our website.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So Steve, did you have something that you'd like to make sure that we know about?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been with VECA for close to 28 years now. I am homegrown. I went to Riverside High School, but I've been in the Blackhawk School District for 16 years now. Both my boys graduated from Blackhawk, and I can tell you I've known both Linda and Thomas my entire career. Linda, I think you're
Mhm.
close to 30 years, right?
That's right. 27.
27. So you're right around the same time as me. And
Wow.
Thomas, believe it or not, even though he started in Germany, reached his 40th year with VECA. Was it last year or 2019? 2019 you did, right?
I think so.
He's been there so long,
I
he's
don't even
forgotten how
count
long.
anymore.
But I can tell you, students have a tremendous opportunity if they come to VECA in an apprenticeship program, because there's really nobody better than Thomas. He has more experience than anybody at VECA, clearly. There's nobody, I don't think, in the entire worldwide group that has 40 years. Probably pretty close, but they've since retired. So, but I just want to give a broader overview of who we are globally, and I'll tell you why that's important to this program. We are a German-based corporation, and we have over 24 facilities around the world with all kind of apprenticeship programs. But just here in North America, we have 4 facilities. So the opportunities moving forward for these young adults aren't just in Fombell, Pennsylvania. Obviously, there will be opportunities down the road after their apprenticeship program to potentially move to some of the other facilities, which are Nevada, Texas, and South Carolina. So the opportunities within our organization are huge. I think this time last year, or just prior to the pandemic, we were close to 650, maybe 700 employees in North America. We're really close to 1,000 right now, right, Linda?
Yeah.
Luckily for us, early on in the pandemic, we were designated as essential manufacturing company, and we're closely tied to the housing market and construction. So we've experienced an explosion in the past year. So it takes a long time to train somebody to run an extruder, 2-3 years. So we invest a lot of time and effort, and we are all about keeping people for the long term, because it makes us a more stable organization for sure.
Well, I'm so glad that you said that, Steve, because really talking to every one of you, talking to Sam, you're going to hear from Carla Pratt, from Greg, Holbert. I think people forget that there are businesses where you stayed for 35, 40 years.
That's right.
Yeah, it's out there. It's becoming more and more rare. I know at one point we used to have an average tenure of 20 plus years, which is extraordinary. And I think it's down a little bit over the most recent years. But yeah, I mean, let us train you. Let us educate you, grow with us. There's a ton of opportunities.
I love that
It's
you
like,
say that, because people, really don't understand in energy and advanced manufacturing that there are these opportunities.
absolutely, and trades are so important to
Absolutely.
us. I come through trade school and have built a career on that foundation. And you don't even have to go to the trade school. We can essentially be your trade school if you choose not to extend your education beyond high school. We have the platform to build you from ground up.
Well, Steve, I hope all of you stay on when our teacher, Tim Linkenheimer, talks, because you're going to be really blown away by what we're offering now at Blackhawk. And when you said that, your kids graduated from Blackhawk, I did want to yell, "Go Cougars," for just a second. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So our next up is Carla Pratt. Carla Pratt is the recruitment coordinator from Ardex Americas. So Carla, you can unmute.
I did. Are you
Here
ready?
you are.
Good evening. So
Hi.
I am Carla Pratt. I am the recruitment coordinator for Ardex Americas, and we are also a German-based local manufacturer in Aliquippa. So we are directly across from the Green Garden Shopping Center, which is about 10 minutes north from the Pittsburgh International Airport. And we like to say we're the hidden secret of Beaver County. So we have our corporate offices in Aliquippa. We have approximately 170 people on campus there. Overall, we employ about 380 people in the US, Canada, and Mexico, which makes up our North American offices. We have 5 manufacturing plants, and the largest is here in Aliquippa. So we are hiring manufacturing employees, and we would really like to have some graduating seniors who maybe aren't going to school right away. Come and join us for the summer, check it out, see what manufacturing is all about. And we would like to train you. And if you decide to stay, that would be great. And then we also have a really good tuition reimbursement program. So we would pay you up to $5,250 a year if you choose to go back to school. So the great thing about that is you can get an education, you can get your degree, and you would have no student debt. So while you're earning a paycheck, we pay for your education. We give you benefits, medical, dental, vision. We have a great 401k plan, which you can begin to participate in. We have a lot of other benefits. We have reduced gym memberships. We have a Tickets at Work program. Everybody gets a turkey at Thanksgiving. We have yoga on campus. We do Zumba. We have a masseuse come on campus. So we do have some really nice perks, we like to say. We also offer safety bonuses for our employees, and those average about $250 a quarter. So that's another $1,000 a year in bonuses. And we're just a really good place to work. Outside of the manufacturing, because we do have our corporate offices, we have lots of opportunities. We have our accounting department, marketing, graphic designers. We have logistics, customer support. We have chemists on staff. We have quality control. We have engineers that work for us. So even those who are choosing to take a college path, don't forget about us. Come back. Right now, we're hiring a technical writer. We're hiring an entry-level chemist. So we do have a lot of opportunities available in your hometown.
Carla, really everyone speaking this evening, it is amazing. We forget what we have to offer here in Beaver County. I think it's, so many places are hidden, like you said. But the fact that you brought up accounting, graphic design, we have teachers that are attending right now that, they would probably like to give you a call and say, hey, what kind of an assignment can I give my kids in technical writing or in graphic design, or in logistics, solving some math problems there that would get them at least thinking about working at Ardex Americas, something along that line, or to see that, there's that possibility right there, right in Beaver County.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that even those who are going away to college, a lot of times you need an internship program. And, don't forget about us. Like my daughter, for example, now it was a little easier because I worked there, but she was going to school for communications and she thought she wanted to do social media. So I said, come in, spend some time in our marketing department, spend time with our social media director. And at the end of the internship, she was like, I don't really like this. I don't want to do it. And I said, I think it's just as important to figure out what you don't want to do as it is to figure out what you want to do. So even though for her, it wasn't what I would say, her dream job, but she figured out it was something she didn't want to do. And then the next semester in college, she decided to take a different direction with her classes. So those are all things that we can help with.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carla.
You're welcome.
Next up is Greg Holbert. Now, Greg, this is how this works, as we all know. I mean, Beaver County is small. You bump into your neighbor who knows your cousin, who knows your sister. So I got a call from Greg. Was that Friday, Greg?
Thursday, I believe.
He had been talking to Carla, who said, hey, Blackhawk is doing this virtual career fair. What do you think about it? Greg gave me a call. And so Greg is here with us now, and he is representing, along with Greg, you have Ryan
Homburger, yes.
He is from Team Fishel. So we've seen those trucks go by. Greg, what are you all about?
Again, thanks, Linda. It was a true godsend getting the opportunity to speak with you the other day, how quick that all came about. But like myself, I've been in the construction industry for over 25 years. And I had dabbled in just about a little bit of everything, but I didn't really know exactly what was going to happen as I aged. Similar to young kids coming out of high school right now, what path do I take? What I've learned, where can I grow? How comfortable will I be with it? But I went to an open house one night at Team Fishel in Rochester, and I met a terrific gentleman by the name of Ryan Homburger, and he sold me on Team Fishel. All the things that I had learned in my life, he told me I could bring to that company and expand them, be paid for through training, and learn Team Fishel ways to even improve myself as an adult. Well, I thought, that's terrific for me, but how does that work on all the things I love to do? So talking to you the other day, I was excited about the very fact that I have an opportunity right now to talk to young men and women that were at some point or now the same as I was when I was a young adult. Where do I go from here? Do I go to college? What do I do? Well, Team Fishel is a utility contractor in Southwest Pennsylvania. And one of the things we work in is the natural gas industry. One of the customers we work for is Columbia Gas, okay? Now, Pittsburgh, one area, is sitting on a lot of steel lines, which are leaking and need replaced over the next 25 plus years, okay? So we are a contractor that works on installing new lines, so it allows the gas to be more efficient, less leakage into the soil, which is loss of material for Columbia Gas, okay? And it ends up being a positive for all the communities. One, you're making the community safer, you're making the gas more efficient. So the nice thing about Team Fishel is it isn't just about the gas or the utility industry, but how many different trades are involved in that industry. So you have a plumber, you have carpentry, you have operators, you have Class A CDL drivers, you have locators, you have safety coordinators. There's just about 9 different industries that live within our utility industry. So the nice thing is you become a huge versatile individual. You learn just about a tremendous amount of trades that you can not only apply to your professional career, but also your personal career. And it helps you as an individual to grow. That's the biggest thing I love about Team Fishel is your growth, your ability to grow within their guidance and their training and help you to understand not only the natural gas industry, but also your personal life and what you grow there, having guiding principles, having core values and living by them, not just professionally, but also personally. And these individuals, Ryan being one, Ryan's father being another, and many of our upper management started at Team Fishel 40 plus years ago, the same as I did, or same as a young man and a young adult, coming out now, just a laborer in the field, but willing to grow, willing to learn, and willing to do things out in the world. The training programs that Team Fishel have, for example, are like a mentorship program where we take individuals that are high-performing teammates and they're showing excellence out in the field. So we bring them in and train them a little bit more on the levels of upper management and leadership. And then we have the Jeff Keeler Leadership Academies, which are for teammates that display behavior with great leadership qualities that, to be honest with you, will be our future for our founding fathers or the ones that are in those management roles now. And again, we do a lot of training in the aspects of natural gas, but it's plumbing. So our teammates out in the field are certified to work in that industry. They go through a training process and then they revisit that training process every year, every 2 years. It isn't just one and done. It's consistent, and it always is ongoing. Even for myself as a supervisor, I'm always on a training or doing some type of training to not only enhance, but to also better myself and make things better for myself in the long run, so that I can manage my department and help those around me to grow too. One of the nicest things that I enjoy doing is going out in the field and remembering how it was when I was new out in the field, and getting the opportunity to talk to those young teammates and show them the things that they can do right so they can be better out there.
And I think that's one of the things, Greg, that, across all of the businesses that we're talking to this evening, that's what we see across all of them, that you're not stagnant. It's not, I go to work, I put my time in, I punch a card, and then I leave. All of the businesses that have spoken this evening, all of you are training not children, are training young people to go on to better themselves. There's always improvement. And the other thing that you talked about, and everyone else has talked about also, are the soft skills. And, we here at Blackhawk are very, right from kindergarten, we have Bob Abel on as an attendee. He's he's our elementary counselor. We have a lot of programs where we have to make sure that our kids start looking at what they're going to be right from kindergarten up to 12th grade. But those soft skills are so important, Greg, and all of our teachers that are on this evening, they're aware of soft skills, and they built those into their curriculum so that, we have kids that are good listeners, good writers, good thinkers, good teammates that work together. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I just want to give you a couple of our guiding principles, and I want you to listen to them and see how they apply professionally, but also personally. So be accident free. You come to work safe, you go home safe. Okay. Honor our commitments, not only at your professional level, but your personal level. Mm-hmm. Promote team official, which is professional, but that's in every aspect. It's how you act, it's how you speak, it's how you dress, it's how you show up to work every day in a very good attitude. Be the solution. There is a tremendous amount of challenges in all of our professional lives right now. We have to find the solution rather than just to be the person complaining about it. So again, be the solution out there. Commit to high performance. It's easy to say, oh, well, it's above my pay scale, or I don't want to deal with it. But if you just embrace the challenge, you'll be surprised at the resources that live within inside you to answer that equation, okay? Fund the cash profit sharing plan. Team Official has a cash profit sharing plan that is just out of this world. Just this year alone, the teammates or employees at our division or across all our divisions worked 12 months, but paid for 14 months. That's unbelievable in this world today. And then, of course, remain union free, because, again, we always want to reward the highest performer worker. And we feel that if that's the guy that was there 3 years and he's not able to advance, but what about the next guy that comes in? Maybe he is able to go over him. So again, we offer those opportunities to our teammates so that they can go on and advance without knowing that they have to take a rung on the ladder or they have to wait for this person to move on. The opportunities are endless at Team Official.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All of you speaking this evening, I don't know, don't tell my superintendent, but a couple of them are very attractive. I might be applying to your class because it sounds really great. One of the things that Carla said, and you also said, Greg, everyone has talked about, retirement plans, healthcare, benefits. We have parents that are listening that, are starting to talk to our kids about this. We have teachers that are listening, our guidance counselors, our tech people are listening and we talk about that with our students, we call them our children, because that's really important. That's something that they have to also think about. So Greg, you are a great segue for us to go right to the German American Chamber of Commerce. Now, I know some people are thinking, is there a theme tonight? We're just dealing with German businesses, but there is not a theme. There's a great partnership. We have Rachel Maurer with us. She's the president of the German American Chamber of Commerce, but we also have with us Lisa Contoro. So I believe, Rachel, you said Lisa was going to speak about I have Building and Grounds calling me right now. Lisa was going to talk about what that German American Chamber of Commerce apprenticeship is like. Lisa?
welcome everyone. Thanks for being here and listening to all of us. Now it's our turn. So we are the German American Chamber of Commerce, Rachel and I. Rachel and our chairman of our board founded the GACC. Is it 6 years now? Yeah, it's coming up to 6 years now. Very impressive. And it started as the German American business cycle. So because we have a lot of German companies, I mean, you heard 3, 4 of them already tonight. Yeah, and there was this need for apprenticeship programs because we have people like Thomas, for example, that did the apprenticeship program himself in Germany. And yeah, there was this urge or this demand for something like that here in the US. So Rachel and Paul, yeah, formed the GACC to be able to do that because one of the things that makes our program special is that we can pull the curriculums for the different occupations from Germany. We get the German ones, the German curriculum, the classroom training, the on-the-job training, translate them, and then can adjust them to just like local differences, but can implement them here. And what's also very special about that program is it's a dual approach, which means that the students will not only work at the company, at the same time they go to college classes. So they'll learn in the classroom and then they can instantly apply the knowledge that they gain at the job, which helps just like it helps with all kinds of learning. It helps hands-on learners. It helps with like increasing the retention of knowledge if you apply what you've learned in the classroom in theory right on the job, and yeah, just like makes it a better learning experience.
So Lisa, could I stop you for 1 minute? I just made you co-host. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, you'll see it says share screen. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Now you should be
There you go. Beautiful. And thank you, Dr. Postapak, for walking me through that.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, and then also just in general, what are apprenticeship programs? All of our apprenticeship programs are industry-led, which means we are not building a program if there's not a demand by the industry. And all of our 4 occupations that we have right now, we're all, like I said, there is demand for there. There are employers that need those kind of people. Because what we didn't want is build apprenticeship programs and the people get trained, the students get trained, and then in the end there are no jobs. So just for you students and your teachers and your parents out there to know, if you start our program, there will be a job at the end. You're not going to a 3-year program and then in the end you have to look for a new employer. You will stick, in best case, you stick with your employer. And then maybe 40 years later, you're like Thomas, and you can look back at a 40-year history at the same company. Like I said, they combine practice and theory and work at the same time, and the students learn and work at a very young age, which is also very important. The pre-apprenticeships, which I will talk a little bit now, start when they're seniors or even juniors in high school. And they really start as with an internship at the company. They're job shadowing. They get paid $10 an hour. They get hands-on experience at the companies that they most likely will end up with as an apprentice. At the same time, they get classroom training and practice lab to receive their MT1. You can see it's the manufacturing technician level 1 certificate, which is industry recognized, and that translates to 6 college credits from CCAC. And then after graduation, after they successfully pass the program, they can accelerate into one of our 4 apprenticeship programs. Yeah, and like I said, why CCAC? Because CCAC is our main partner in college, as you can see here. We have other training providers that have like that offer classes, but our main the main classes you will take will be at CCAC, and that will be once a week. Here you can see the 4 different occupations we have, and you can also see the different logos of the companies that we just talked about. Here you see Becker and Impact Guard, both part of our mechatronics technician cohort. We have the polymer process technician, which deals with the manufacturing of plastic that Thomas was talking about. We also have the sales engineer program, which is like a technical sale. So you get business classes on top of this MT1 certification. And the newest one that Thomas also already talked about is the CAD/CAM technical designer. Where we are on time, I still have a little bit. Okay, just a quick overview about the different occupations again. As a mechatronics technician, you learn both. You learn the mechanical and the electrical side, and combine those, and it makes you. Ben also from Impact God talked about it. Like, I love the way how he said it. It's like, no matter what the machine is doing, he's comfortable to work on that. So this is one of the examples of what you can do as a mechatronics technician. You work with like really state-of-the-art machinery, on the shop floor. You can do wiring, basic electrical, but also work on the motors, hydraulics, pneumatic, and even like robots and cobots, depending on the company that you're working with. And you have classes in the really cool mechatronics lab at the CCAC West Hills campus every Friday. Here are 2 of our polymer process technician at VECA. And depending on the company, you work with different techniques on how to do the plastic, but I can tell you they're all very impressive. There'll be blow molding, injection molding, or extrusion. It's all very cool, deals with very cool machinery. And the specialty or the cool thing about this program is you get 2 certificates. You get the plastic, the polymer technician certificate from CCAC, but also the mechatronics, because you take classes from both of these. Because you have to deal with these machines. Not only will you learn about how plastic and the chemicals are working, but also, of course, how to troubleshoot and deal with those machines. And the newest one, CAD/CAM programmer, if for the ones that don't know what that is computer-aided drafting. So you design 3D components, either also for machines, but it could also be products. So it really depends on, again, the company that you're working with. In Becca's case, you would be the ones designing the molds. So the different shapes that the mold can have, and where then the plastic gets extruded to. And they also have a big component of the CAM, so the computer-aided machining, because then when you have the model, you want to bring it to life, and that's how you program a machine to do that, like a CNC mill or a lathe, and then you develop that product from that. Really cool. I think I forgot to mention, I just remembered, all of these programs end up, you will receive a certificate, but also an associate's degree from CCAC when you take your electives. And you get paid, not just, you will be employed as a full-time employee at the company, and you will also get paid when you in class. So every other Friday when you're in class, you will also get paid. And that's part of the program, because we want to really emphasize the dual approach and just also show that even though you're in class, it's just as important as the hands-on, and that's why you also get paid for it. So yeah, it also gives you, just like that, shows how important it is, and that you should show up for classes and learn for it and pass it, because it's really, both of the parts matter in our program.
Beautiful. That's and I gotta put this in the CAD that you're talking about.
Mhm.
One of the only high schools that still has CAD. We have computer science, right, and computer skills from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. You know, I have some art teachers on listening right now. The computer aided machining, I mean, and the CAD CAM programming. There's an art to that. You know, an aesthetic to that. Um, uh, a lot of this programming and the machining, you have to understand what you're reading, what you're doing. So, you know, we have teachers that are right there with us. And the other thing that you mentioned, Lisa, were the certificates. And
Mhm.
we are very aware here at Blackhawk High School that it's not enough anymore just to hand somebody a diploma, that there have to be stackable certifications that our kids come to you with, they come to any of these businesses with, so it shows them, the business owner, exactly what these kids have learned. So it's not just in your apprenticeship program, but we're starting in high school doing that. And actually, Mrs. Brown is one of Barb Brown is one of the attendees. She just recently retired from Blackhawk, but she had kindergartners that were earning certificates in her STEM and STEAM classes. So yeah, we're getting them ready to be able to come in and work for you. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Lisa?
I think that's it from my end.
Okay.
Just
And
real quick, Ms. LaDonna, just speaking of certifications, we're aware that you also have the MSSC certification that you're doing at the high school level. The MT1 and the MSSC are both are exchangeable in our program. So when some of our apprentices at the pre-apprenticeship level take the MT1, but if they don't do that, then actually we have the MSSC embedded in our apprenticeship program. But if they take the MSSC certification at the high school, that is also can be used towards our pre-apprenticeship program and also advance it into the apprenticeship program. So, you know, we do have kind of a multiple stackable ways that the pre-apprenticeship program certifications can be earned in addition to our apprenticeship program. So
beautiful. Thank you, Rachel. And that brings us to Tim Linkenheimer. He is our just one of three technology and engineering education teachers. You saw me take a sip of water from this glass. This is the Technology Student Association that is a huge part of you know, the work that we do, the curriculum that we have, what we offer kids for enrichment. So Tim, if you're ready to go, you're going to tell everyone how we get kids prepared.
Okay, thank you very much, Marianne, and good evening, everybody. First of all, I think I'd like to start explaining how what we're planning to put in place with what we're discussing this evening is in its very early stages. And Rachel, actually, the first thing that I'm going to talk about here shortly is the MSSC certification. Over the past few years, our department and our administrators have been looking to try to find a natural fit to offer these certifications to our students. So last March, when the coronavirus came, that sort of put things on hold. And as this school year started, we've been in person and in remote teaching. You know, we've alternated back and forth. We're back in person now, and hopefully it'll continue to stay that way. But when you teach a hands-on class like mine, where you have a lot of project-based activities, it's a little bit more of a challenge to teach remotely. For the past few years, I've worked with Catalyst Connections, which is a nonprofit organization in southwestern Pennsylvania. And what their main goal is to promote manufacturing and opportunities in manufacturing to students of this area. So for the past 3 or 4 years, I've had middle school students participate in a video contest where they visit a local business, they create a 3-minute video promoting their business, but even more promoting what's so cool about manufacturing. Back in November, as we were getting ready for this year's competition, the lead person, his name is Scott Dietz. Also mentioned to the teachers associated with that if we were looking for any other opportunities. And I had a feeling that at that time we may be going back into remote education and just wanted to be prepared for that. And it sort of naturally worked in. They have applied for a grant for this year, and it's hoping to continue for years ahead that we'll have students in this area be able to earn their MSSC certification. So as I said, we're in the early stages of that. So to sort of break that down of what that is for those of you that may not be familiar with that, first of all, MSSC stands for the Manufacturing Skills Standards Council. And the program that we are participating in is the Certified Production Technician, which consists of 4 modules. This year, and we just started it during the second semester, the first 2 modules are safety and quality practices and measurement. What those consist of is we have students are create an online account through MSSC, and they go through these online modules that prepare them for the certification exam. Right now, we have our students just about ready to complete the safety portion. When we return from spring break, it's actually going to be on April 8th, we're going to have our first students taking the certification exam for the first time in safety. Then in the following month, we're going to get our students prepared for the quality practices and measurement module, and they will be taking that one in the middle of May. Moving forward after this school year, what we hope to do is, and what we're planning to do, is we're going to offer all 4 modules, modules 3 and 4, which are manufacturing process and production and maintenance awareness. We plan to offer all 4 of those next year. They're going to be offered in 2 of our introductory tech ed courses, which are traditionally taken by mostly freshman or sophomore students. But also, if they would like to, if they have a full schedule, we can also offer this module in basically like an independent study format. So starting next year, we're planning to offer all 4 modules with the Certified Production Technician, which will consist of safety, quality practices and measurement, manufacturing processes and production, and maintenance awareness. After we have that in place, what we're looking to do next is offer certification programs in 3 specific areas. The first one is the CNC operator pathway, which what students would do is once again, they would participate in an online module for so many different classes. Some of the examples for the CNC operator pathway would be bench work and layout, CNC operator training, measurement, materials, and safety. And then after they complete that portion, they would then move on to an 80 hours of hands-on training. That could be scheduled to where it might be an after-school experience. It may be on a Saturday morning throughout so many months of a semester. It's sort of based on the company that they would be partnered with. Another one that we're looking to offer our students is a welding curriculum. It consists of welding safety, welding symbols and joint design, oxy-fuel gas cutting, plasma arc cutting, visual inspection, discontinuities, excuse me. And then they have a choice of selecting, and this is still in the online format, of shielded metal arc welding, gas metal arc welding, flux cord arc welding, or gas tungsten arc welding. And then there's also 2 thermal cutting processes that they would investigate in the online format, which would be oxy-fuel gas cutting or air carbon arc cutting. After they would complete that online portion, then there is 140 hours of hands-on training, which would be similar to the CNC setup where they would be partnered with a local business, and there's different options similar to what I mentioned with CNC to earn the hands-on training portion of their certification. The third one that we are looking into is the industrial technology maintenance curriculum. This one is all online, but it's very similar to the mechatronics program that was mentioned earlier in tonight's meeting. And it goes over a variety of areas such as maintenance operation, industrial safety, mechanical component maintenance, rigging techniques, mechanical print reading, dimensional measurement, mechanical drives, laser shaft alignment, hydraulic systems, pneumatic systems, maintenance operations, electrical systems, electrical control systems, just to name a few. One thing that I did forget to mention with going back to the Certified Production Technician program that we're started with right now is after the students pass each certification exam, they earn a certificate in that area. So hopefully here in about a week and a half, we'll have many of our students that will have earned the safety certificate. And hopefully by the middle of May, we'll have many of them also earning a certificate in quality practices and measurement. After they earn those first two certificates, what will occur is then they'll receive an additional certificate, which is their apprenticeship certificate, which is issued through the Pennsylvania Department of Industry and Labor. Then if they choose to move on, and if they pass the manufacturing process and production module along with the maintenance awareness module, they will earn certificates in both of those areas. And then after they've passed all four of those tests, they also receive the Certified Production Technician certificate as well. So like I said, to start my presentation, it's in its early stages. So, but we think it's going to be a very rewarding program for our students, and we're looking forward to continuing to build upon it.
Tim, thank you so very much. That I know some of us listening to it only because I've been reading about this, and I've probably been thinking about engineering and advanced manufacturing probably for at least the last 5 years. Some of what you said and some of what Rachel said and a lot of our business people, it's sort of Greek to me. But when you describe what it is that our kids learn how to do, it works. It goes right into either an apprenticeship program with Rachel, or it goes right to Team Fishel, or right into VECA, or, we're going to have kids. And that's why I needed our advanced manufacturing people to stay with us. I want you to know what Tim and the rest of our staff is doing to get kids ready to come to you with certifications, not just that high school diploma, but with certifications so that they're readily employable by you. So I don't see anyone's hands up. I don't think we have any questions. If we do, just let me know. Are there is there anything that someone forgot to say from any of our panelists? And our superintendent is with us, Dr. Robert Postapak. As you heard him help me get Lisa on. Linda, did you have anything that you wanted to add? I don't think so. Dr. Postapak, did you want to offer anything?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we continue to emphasize that as a school district, we're going to be committed to making sure that these kids have these stackable certificates. We believe we can offer a very comprehensive program at a very reasonable price to next to nothing, and these kids will come out prepared to enter any field with these certificates. And much like we have students that are in programs through our local community college earning portions of their associate degree prior to graduation. We do that through avionics. We do that through construction, Moderna construction. We do that through health sciences, where they're coming through with degrees in nursing. And now we want to do that in this technology area. Our instructors, Mr. Linkenheimer and Mr. Mole and a couple of other Mr. Smith instructors we have in the school, are very committed to putting together a very comprehensive program so that when you get students into your programs, you're not going to have to train them. You're going to have to take them from where they are and introduce them right into your systems and teach them how your companies work in these manufacturing technology fields. We're hoping that when they come to you, they understand manufacturing technology and understand how to work as a team and how to be safe and how to make sure that when they come into the day, as Mr. Holbert put it, safety is a concern. You show up safe and you go home safe every day. And when you do that, you make sure that you do it at a high level. So we will have our kids prepared. It's just a matter of making sure that our community understands these are valuable fields that kids need to take a look at. Some of our very best students need to also be in these fields because they can advance our technology industries to the highest levels possible. You don't always need a 4-year degree to work in this technology field. And we need some of our best and brightest doing this as well. So you'll get them.
Thank you, sir. So we're ending a little early tonight, but I think there's nothing wrong with that because the message that you put forward, it is recorded and it's going to be here for a long time. So we'll be using this tape to introduce a lot of our kids to your businesses. I really want to thank you so very much for all the emails that you put up with getting from me. So Sam Ostin from Impact Guard, thank you very much. Thomas Vendibont from Becca, Steve Dillon and Linda Bell from Becca, thank you, thank you, thank you. Carla Pratt, thank you very much. You were one of the first to start us off with this. Greg Holbert and Ryan Humbert from Team Fishel, thank you. Carla is from Ardex. Rachel Maurer and Lisa Conturo from the German American Chamber of Commerce, thank you. And Tim Linkenheimer, thank you very, very much. Everyone, have a great night. Have a great holiday. And I look to see you in the future, our partnership continuing. Thank you. Good night.